Good evening and welcome to another high school football presentation on BayPreps.com. Tonight, the De La Salle Spartans, the number one team in the state, one of the best teams in the country, play host to the Foothill Falcons. Good evening, everyone. I am Pat O'Rourke, and with me is my producer and cameraman, Jerry Gerard. Tonight, live from Concord, California at Owen Owens Field, the De La Salle Spartans, with a record of 5-0, go up against a Foothill team that is 3-2. As for De La Salle, they opened up their season with a very nice, convincing win over Bellarmine in San Jose, 41-7. The Spartans then took care of Mullen, 30-13, and the Spartans played one more tilt against an out-of-area school. Of course, Mullen was from Denver, Colorado. They beat St. Mary's of Stockton by the score of 21-13. A couple of those games close calls most of the way. Then the Spartans started their EBAL schedule, though they're not a member of the East Bay Athletic League this year. They do get the league's automatic berth. That was agreed upon before the season, but they have defeated two Livermore schools, Granada 48-14, and last week a 57-0 win here against Livermore. And now they play their second to last home game of the regular season as they go up against the Foothill Falcons. Now, as for Foothill, high expectations coming into the season. In fact, when it was agreed that De La Salle couldn't be declared the East Bay Athletic League champion but would receive the automatic berth, Foothill was believed to be a team contending for that East Bay Athletic League title. And they still have an opportunity to do so, but they are 1-1 in conference, and of course this game will not count towards their conference record. They opened this season with a very impressive, convincing 52-9 win over Novato, scoring 42 of their points in the first half. However, they then lost to Freedom 41-28, beat Los Lomas 35-21, won their opener against Monte Vista, the game we did on BayPreps.com, where they trailed most of the way, but won 21-14, a couple of fourth quarter touchdowns difference there, but last week got humbled by California, one of the top teams in all of the Bay Area. The final score there, 36-7. They were down 22-0 at the half of that game. And Coach Matt Sweeney, his teams do not get humbled like that very often, and they usually respond pretty well, but they have a tall task in front of them. Again, De La Salle, obviously, the team that is expected to roll through the rest of their schedule, and EBAL opponents, a team with that 5-0 record, but a team that also takes into this game a 16-game winning streak, and they have defeated California teams 41 consecutive times entering tonight's affair. Be ready for the start of this one very shortly. Excellent performance by the De La Salle marching band before the start of tonight's game. Good news for De La Salle, Victor Igu, the talented linebacker, is back in the lineup tonight. He also is a good tight end at 6'3", 220 pounds, a senior. Austin Hooper, however, the talented tight end and defensive lineman, is out with a knee injury, and he's going to be out probably for a few more weeks, so that is obviously rough news. Michael Hutchings, of course, has been in the lineup throughout the year. He's the one that is going to the University of Southern California, has also been selected this week. He was selected to participate in the U.S. Army All-American Bowl, and he is one of the captains meeting at midfield, along with DJ Moffitt, another outstanding defensive player in this team, and Hooper, who is in street clothes. As you get a look at midfield, Hooper is wearing his jersey, but with jeans, obviously not playing tonight. Now, as for the Foothill Falcons, Griffith Gates is one of their captains, and he is having a very good year, rushing for 378 yards and 3 touchdowns this season. And he's one of the captains at midfield, along with Ray Hudson, the talented receiver at 6'4", 230 pounds, who is attending University of California, Berkeley. You talk about a guy going to USC, a guy going to Berkeley. Hooper is very highly recruited, as is Igu and Moffitt. And on Foothill's side, it was announced this week, Jameer Holland, a talented running back and defensive player, cornerback, is one of the top 300 in Scouts class of 2014. There's a lot of very good athletes on the field in tonight's game, and we're looking forward to getting a close-up look at those guys tonight here on BayPreps.com. One of many good matchups throughout the course of the Bay Area, though De La Salle is the highly favored team. According to Cal Preps started doing their projections this week, and they have De La Salle winning tonight's game 41-12. Foothill, though, good team, and a team that's very well respected when you talk about their coaching staff. Unfortunately, we're unable to get a hold of Coach Sweeney this week for an interview. We try to interview as many coaches as we can throughout the course of the week, usually interview 20 or more coaches throughout the course of the week. Unable to get a hold of Coach Sweeney, but he is very highly respected amongst the peers from the East Bay Athletic League, and the De La Salle coaching staff has high praise for him, as you heard from De La Salle assistant coach Terry Edson, who we talk to each and every week here on BayPreps.com. Coach Edson having a few words with his team. Of course, the longtime head coach is Bob Ladisser, who has had a tremendous run at De La Salle, 389 wins, 25 losses, and 3 ties. De La Salle will be receiving the ball first. As you see, we've got a view from the Bird's Nest up here, the De La Salle press box at Owen Owens Field, and looking forward to the start of this one. Kicking off for Foothill will be Nico Guerrero. And we are underway. This kick is returnable from inside the 5-yard line. Past the 20, that far sideline, some room down that far sideline, past the 40, the 45, still on his feet, making nice moves is Alan Marion, and Marion returns it all the way inside Foothill territory. A great start for De La Salle special teams. 5'6", 145-pound senior with an excellent return, waited for his blocks to develop in front of him, and De La Salle starts off at the Falcon 40-yard line. So De La Salle offense, Chris Williams, the junior quarterback, runs that veer and gives the handoff straight up the box for maybe a yard. He's got Pepe Vitale in the backfield. And Kyle Mouton, who had an excellent game last week, was on the carry there. Mouton, 241 rushing yards on the season coming into this game. But last week had a very nice game against Livermore, running for 130 yards and a touchdown. On 2nd down and 9, here's Williams keeping it himself, tries to take a pile with them and gets maybe a couple yards. Foothill defense defending well, a number of white shirts in on the tackle, including Cody Shields. Williams, 54 rushing yards on the season coming into this game. He picks up a couple. 3rd down and 7 yards to go for the Spartan offense, who were set up at the 40-yard line of Foothill after that kickoff return by Marion. Just underway, 10:44 to go in the 3rd quarter. We've got Mouton and Vitale in the backfield. Here's Williams looking to throw for the first time. Near sideline, ball is caught. Looking for the first down marker. Doing a good job jumping forward is Andrew Buckley. And the outstanding receiver, looks like he gets the first down. He needed to get to the 30, and looks like he got right there. They will move the chains for the Spartan offense. Buckley, 248 receiving yards coming in. Such an outstanding talent, 13 catches. Still looking for his first receiving touchdown of the year. But a guy they can go to, obviously, for first downs. And that touchdown is probably going to come at some point very soon for the town receiver. Of course, Spartans, a team that does not throw the ball a whole lot, but they do have to make their opponents respect the pass. As Mouton gets another carry. And again, does not have much against the middle of the Foothill defensive line. At Foothill defensive line, they go with a 5-man front. The nose guard is Willie Theophanopoulos. The defensive tackles, Jay McGee and Colin DePorto. Griffith Gates and Parker Dalton are the defensive ends. The linebackers, Jack Finney, Cody Shields, and Perry Cheney. Defensive backs, Jameer Holland, Nick Mendonca, and Ray Hudson. As Mouton gets a yard, it's 2nd down and 9. Mouton still in the backfield with Pepe Vitale, who has yet to get a carry. And here's Williams keeping himself, and he's dropped for a loss by Jack Finney. So Finney reading that one all the way and taking down the quarterback for a loss of a couple. 3rd down, 11 yards for the Spartans, who have already converted 1 3rd down. Chris Williams, 2 receivers to his left side. One of them is Buckley over to the wide left. Williams, straight drop, has some time, a pocket, but it's incomplete as he threw that one in traffic. Not sure if that one was deflected on its way there, but the incomplete pass brings up 4th down. But is there a penalty flag? Looks like there is, and it's in the Foothill defensive backfield. That penalty flag sitting at the Falcon 20-yard line. And it is defensive holding against Foothill, and that's going to be an automatic first down. So the Spartans will move the chains, and that's the last thing Coach Sweeney wanted. His team had a lot of guys back to defend the pass there, and he's standing right now with his hands on his hips, upset with that holding penalty. And the Spartans have new life on this possession as it's 3rd down and 1. It's not an automatic first down, I should say. It's just the penalty. They do get the yards and then the first down carry. So the Spartans move the chains inside 9 minutes to go in the opening quarter from the Foothill 19-yard line. Now that veer option, that carry goes up the middle, and looking for the extra yards is Vitale. And it's the best rushing play of the possession for the Spartans as they get about 8. Spartans moving the football. Carry goes to Vitale again, and this time the Foothill defense there to collapse. Cody Shields again stepping up from that linebacker position for the Falcons. Bringing up another 3rd and short. Pat O'Rourke with you here on BayPreps.com. We've got a scoreboard we're updating on BayPreps.com if you're interested in other scores going on. Here we've got the number 1 team in the state, De La Salle, one of the best teams in the country. 3rd down and 1. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down. Here's Williams rolling to his left. Near sideline pass in traffic, deflected and incomplete. One nearly popped into the hands of a De La Salle receiver. We don't have the best view from where we're sitting right now in that corner of the field. You can maybe see our camera tilt down there as we're in the other side of the press box. So that's one area of the field we are not covered too well in terms of trying to get a good viewpoint. It's It's 4th down and 1. From the 10-yard line, the Spartans keep it on the ground, and it looks like they do get the first down. Give it to their old bell cow, Pepe Vitale, who's having an outstanding season coming into this game with 650 rushing yards. He's got 14 on this possession, which started at the Foothill 40. Good start for De La Salle, eating up some clock, even though they were given the short field. 1st down and goal. Here's Chris Williams giving a pitch. Michael Hudson's had trouble with the pitch, catches anyway, and gets into the end zone. And De La Salle leads 6-0. So Michael Hutchings gets the carry and the 6 points to put De La Salle in front. The star linebacker who is going to the University of Southern California this week, selected to play in the U.S. Army All-American Bowl, gets the 7-yard touchdown run. And the extra point try is good by Tyler Duncan to make it 7-0 Spartans with 7:01 to go in the opening quarter. De La Salle will do that to so many teams. 12 plays, 40 yards set up by that good kickoff return from Allen Marion. And Hutchings with the touchdown carry, his first touchdown run of the season, and it goes 7 yards. 7-0 De La Salle, looking for their 17th consecutive win and their 42nd consecutive win against the California team. Team that hasn't lost to a Northern California team in over 20 years. 1991 season, the last time they lost to a Northern California team. Just a very impressive run. 12 play, 40-yard drive, took 4 minutes and 48 seconds. So Foothill offense will come on the field after this kickoff. It's returned by Isaiah Langley. He's got a lot of talent, but he is going to be unable to escape the ankle tackle. Excellent job done by Kyle Mouton to bring down Langley. Langley, we saw score what turned out to be the winning touchdown in Foothill's 21-14 win against Monte Vista. It's just a 6 foot, 165-pound sophomore guy. It's going to be a star going forward for the Falcons. 6:55 to go in the opening quarter. Foothill will get their first possession. Not great field position, starting at their own 12 after that short kickoff return by Langley. Kyle Kearns is the quarterback, wants to set up the short pass to Hudson. Hudson gets tackled immediately on the far side of the field. De La Salle's defense, Joe Gervolino, Sumner Houston, Xavier Banks, and Victor Egu along that defensive line. Banks was mentioned by assistant coach Terry Edson when we talked to him this week about as a guy that's really stepped up for him. Another guy is sophomore inside linebacker Cameron Lissarog. Michael Hutchings, we all know about. We knew he was going to have a great year. Daz Talatasi, DJ Moffitt, also part of that excellent linebacking core. Second down and 5 yards to go after that first pass play, and nothing doing on the run here for the Falcons. Big loss on the play for Langley. Bringing up third down and long. Foothill on offense. Kyle Kearns, told you the quarterback. The backs Griffith Gates and Jameer Hall. And the tight ends Jack Finney. Receivers Ray Hudson and Timmy Gamble. The tackles are Jay McGee and Eric Gallagher. Colin Del Porto and Perry Cheney are the guards. And Johan Bolt is the center. It's third down and 11 yards to go after that loss of 6 for Langley. This is Foothill's first possession with 5:45 to go in the opening quarter. 7-0 De La Salle, the 7-yard touchdown run by Michael Hutchings. Kearns. Play action, now rushed, runs to his left, throws downfield, intercepted. And running over to the near side of the field and getting tackled inside the 20-yard line for De La Salle. Trying to figure out that guy that's not listed as DJ Moffitt. Not listed as number 47 on the roster, but I do have him on the depth chart. So DJ Moffitt with an interception of Kearns, and De La Salle's got a short field once again with 5:14 to go in the quarter. At the 8-yard line, Pepe's got a huge hole, and he's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown, De La Salle. So they start on Foothill's half of the field, their first two possessions, and they make it look very easy. As De La Salle has done so many times to so many different opponents, they lead 13-0. Huge hole. Anybody could have ran through that hole. And that's, of course, De La Salle's bread and butter over the course of the years. Here's the Duncan extra point try. Booming extra point is good. And the Spartans lead by the score of 14-0. That was your simple one-play, 8-yard drive that took 5 seconds. Vitale, the 8-yard touchdown run. And De La Salle is up 14-0 with 5:09 to go in the opening quarter. Set up by the interception from DJ Moffitt. You would think the Spartans would have a big advantage in terms of the turnovers, but they've had some issues with fumbles in terms of leaving ball, and that's something that Veer, when you run that Veer attack and you've got a new quarterback. He can struggle in the adjustment. So they've had some fumbles early on in the season. They were even in the turnover department. 9 takeaways, 9 giveaways coming into this game, and they just came up with their 10th takeaway, the interception by Moffitt. And a rough start for the Foothill Falcons, who were already behind the 8 ball coming into this game, as the EBAL has had their struggles with De La Salle over the years. The ensuing kickoff is returned this time past the 20-yard line. Better field position for Foothill. Langley on the return again. And Foothill will start at their own 22-yard line. De La Salle can't win the East Bay Athletic League title. Of course, this is a team that plays for NCS championships and California Bowl game championships. As Kearns wants to throw, complete to Finney. Finney makes the catch and takes it up close to the 35-yard line. That's going to be a first down for the Falcons. Kearns does have a couple of very good receiving targets to work with when you talk about Hudson and Finney. Finney, the tight end, who came into this game with 149 yards receiving on 13 catches and 2 touchdowns. And he picks up 12 on first down. So Kearns 2 of 3 for 17 yards, the 1 incompletion, the interception. First down and 10, Foothill. Carry goes to Griffith Gates, and Gates gets about 5. Gates, big back for the Falcons, 6'3", 235-pound senior. 378 rushing yards coming in. They kind of had their version of thunder and lightning with Gates and Holland. Didn't get you the De La Salle secondary in that last possession. Jarek Rosales, Matt Baldacci, Andrew Buckley, the 3 defensive backs, with Buckley the safety. Second down and 5 yards to go. Kearns under center for Foothill with an empty set backfield. Wants to throw, incomplete, looking for Finney, off his hands. Finney had Hutchings bearing down with him. Terry Edson saying something to Hutchings right now. I'm not sure if it was about making the play on the ball or not. This De La Salle defense so loaded, high expectations coming into the season, and Spartan coaching staff, Coach Laddiser and Coach Edson, are careful to laud praise on their unit until they prove it on the field. And they wanted some defensive leaders to emerge this year. You know, losing Michael Barton, outstanding player, went to Cal from last year's team. It's just defense that was so tough last year. Here's a pass looking for Hudson on the 3rd down and 5, and it's incomplete over on the far sideline. And Foothill will have to punt. So the Falcons do get a first down, that completion to Finney, but then the drive stalls. So Foothill punts here. De La Salle's going to get their 3rd possession of the quarter. 3:40 right now in the quarter. This punt is not going to be returned. It's going to bounce to the Spartan 35. Takes a Foothill bounce to about the 30 where it is picked up. And finally, De La Salle will start on their half of the field. Their first possession after a good kickoff return. They start at the Foothill 40. Turned that into 7 points. And the last time after the interception, they were set up at the Falcon 8. And Pepe Vitale, the very next play, ran it in for a touchdown. So they start at their 30 here. Chris Williams, junior quarterback. They feel he's done a very good job, as you can expect, stepping into this type of team with these type of expectations. But here he doesn't have a chance. He is rushed and brought down. Excellent job by the Falcon white shirts converging. It's a Foothill defense that will try to attack you through gaps and try to overload gaps, and that was Will Theophanopoulos. And sending nose guard converging, 6', 225-pound junior, bringing down Williams for a loss of 5. Second down and 15 for De La Salle. 3-receiver set. Pepe Vitale, the lone back. And the delayed draw goes to Vitale, who's got a hole. Tries to spread out to the outside, makes a great cutback, and he's in the clear of the 50. Vitale down the near sideline is going to get forced out of bounds inside the 35. What a great cutback by Vitale. Most running backs only get about 5 yards there. There is a flag down, however, and it's going to be a holding penalty against De La Salle. So bringing it all back. Still, it was nice to see Pepe Vitale at work. We can get a good look at why he's got 650 rushing yards on the season coming into this game, a guy that ran for 1,270 yards a year ago. But bring it all back, the penalty against De La Salle. So De La Salle all the way back at their own 14-yard line. They need to get to the 39 for a first down. So it's 2nd and 25. Williams drops back. He's going to run it himself, and he's going to get past the 20. Give Williams about 7 on the play. 2:27 to go in the opening quarter. 14-0 De La Salle. Third down and 18 coming up. Spartans going to go with a 4-receiver set, 3 of them set to Chris Williams' right. Williams 1 of 3 through the air for 7 yards. Spartans 2 of 3 on third down. Williams trying to set up a screen pass. Vitale catches past the 20, the 25, brought down past the 30, well shy of the first down. The tackle made by Foothill's Perry Cheney, 6 foot, 195-pound junior linebacker. Ends up as a gain of 11. And the Spartans will have to punt. A little bit of a line drive kick, but the fair catch is called for by Hudson. Foothill will take over at about their 40-yard line. Their third possession with 1:20 to go in the first quarter. Not an East Bay Athletic League game as we have seen when these teams have met up the past several seasons. De La Salle not a member of the East Bay Athletic, although they get the conference's automatic berth in the NCS playoffs, and will likely be that number 1 seed in NCS Division I playoffs. This year, of course, a new twist with the regional bowl game before the state bowl game. Here's Kearns trying to set up a screen pass, and it's incomplete. And that was dangerous as he was looking for Jameer Holland, threw it too high for Holland. And he's lucky a green shirt didn't come up with another interception. We've already seen an interception by Moffitt. So it's 2nd down and 10. Kearns 2 of 6 for 17 yards. 1:16 to go in the opening quarter. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Foothill bench. So our first timeout of the game, De La Salle leading by the score of 14-0. I'd like to thank our sponsors. One of them right down the road, Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria, the place to go after the game. Open late, full bar, longtime supporter of high school sports on the corner of Oak Grove and Ignacio-Wanna Creek. Longtime sponsor of De La Salle Athletics. Rocco's and De La Salle, such a great relationship. Join them after the game. Also, if you can't get there tonight, get there this weekend. Great food down at Rocco's. They got plenty of TVs for your football viewing pleasure, whether you want to watch college football tomorrow or the NFL game. NFL games on Sunday and Monday night. You can also order online from Rocco's at roccospizzeria.com. The rest is easy. Order online at Rocco's. You're not going to regret it. Maybe you don't have time to step in or to have a meal inside. Maybe you want to eat it at home. Obviously, you're not going to get a better cooked meal than what you're going to get from Rocco's. So stop by Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria and order online at roccospizzeria.com. Thanks to Rocco's for sponsoring athletics here at De La Salle and also at baypreps.com. It is 2nd down and 10. Here's the handoff to Griffith Gates, and Gates gets good yardage past the 45 to about the 46-yard line, a gain of 6 for Gates, who's got 11 yards on 2 carries. So it makes it a more manageable 3rd down. It's 3rd down and 4 for Foothill. 3-2 record for the Falcons. Wins over Novato, Las Lomas, and Monte Vista. Losses to Freedom in California. Of course, no shame in losing to those 2 programs. A lot of talent on those 2 teams. California tonight playing Monte Vista. Here's the give to Gates. He's got a 1st down. 2nd first down of the game for the Falcons as Gates takes it to De La Salle's half of the field. A gain of 6. So they're able to get some good yardage between the tackles with their big fullback. 25 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Next play looks like might be the final play of this first quarter at De La Salle. First down and 10 from the Spartan 48, and we have a flag that comes down, and we're going to get a delay of game penalty against Foothill. So the Falcons taking too long there right before the end of the quarter, and that's penalties are never good, obviously, and it seems like there's never a good time for them, but when you're going up against a defense as talented as De La Salle's, can't afford to put yourself in 1st and long, 2nd and long, what have you. It's 1st down and 15, the ball back on Foothill's half of the field from their own 47. Empty set, they give the handoff to Langley, who runs to the left side, and Langley tries to take it to midfield, does take a little bit of a shot as he gets to the 50. And that is the end of the first quarter. De La Salle leading the Foothill Falcons by the score of 14-0. You're watching high school football action on baypreps.com. Foothill Falcons have 2nd down and 12 yards to go to start the second quarter. Foothill now moving from right to left. Here's Kyle Kearns in the play action trying to set up a screen pass, but all types of bodies fall into the turf. Believe that was intended for Gates, but it looks like he ran into one of his linemen to foil that screen pass. His center, Johan Bolt, looked like he made contact with Gates. And it's 3rd down and 12. And that was a good call from the Foothill bench. Looked like that could have gone for plenty of yards if the execution was there. Foothill team, according to Coach Sweeney, when we talked to him a few weeks ago, like we said, weren't able to get them this week, but inconsistent on special teams, he says, although they do have a few special teams touchdowns and too many turnovers for his team, and his team doesn't turn it over here, but a sack is made as Victor Ego, good to see him back in the lineup for De La Salle, brings down Kearns for a big loss. A loss of 8 on the play. And the sack will mean Foothill has to punt. This will be the second punt for the Falcons. Ray Hudson's the punter, has to go up and get a little bit of a high snap. He does kick it away. Not a real deep kick, and it takes a De La Salle bounce as it bounces from the 38 to about the 42 or 43-yard line, and the Spartans will take over for their fourth possession. 11-13 to go in the first half. De La Salle starts at their own 43-yard line. Chris Williams looks at the defense. He's got Mouton and Vitale in the backfield. He'll give it to Pepe Vitale, and Vitale does not have much. Foothill defensive line not doing that bad of a job against the Spartan offensive line. And Vitale gets no gain there. He's got 6 carries for 22 yards, including a touchdown. When we talked to Coach Edson during the week, says Kyle Mouton adds a good dimension to the offense, a little bit more quickness than Vitale. And of course, you got Riopel, who came back last week. It's a very deep core running back, so we've yet to see Riopel carry the ball, as here is Williams running the option, staying on his feet, bouncing off tacklers and taking it inside Foothill's 45-yard line. Nicely done by the quarterback. Call it a gain of 13 for Williams, who has ran for 9 touchdowns, has the junior for De La Salle. 5'11", 207-pound junior. Guy that keeps getting better. De La Salle still like to improve on their run game. Of course, it's a team that's known for their improvement week in and week out. We got an illegal substitution penalty here, and Coach Lattis are very upset along the Spartan sideline. And it'll push De La Salle 5 yards back, their second penalty. First down and 15, the pitch outside of Mouton. Mouton can't escape the tackle, grabbing him by the leg and refusing to let go was Cody Shields, who's off to a very nice start for the Falcons, bringing him down for a loss of 2. Foothill defense, you look at the score, 14-0, but De La Salle's been set up with short fields. On the opening kickoff, after the opening kickoff, they started the Foothill 40 for their first touchdown drive, which was a good drive. It went 4 minutes, 48 seconds, but the second touchdown came after an interception where De La Salle needed to only go to 8 yards for a score. So it's 14-0 Spartans, second down and 17. And Williams looking to throw for the 5th time. The left-hander's pass is incomplete. Downfield, he was looking for Buckley. Get the sense De La Salle not seeing the progress they'd like to see maybe from the offense. But a lot of new players and new spaces. This is a team that really, as we said, gets better week in and week out as the season goes along, and they really start to hit their stride during the second half of the regular season. And this is game number 6, beginning the second half of the regular season. It's 3rd down and 17. 3 receivers set to the left of Williams, who wants to step up here. Trying to set up a short pass to Michael Hutchings. Hutchings tripped up. Jack Finney trips him up and brings him down after a gain of about 8. So this ball spotted at the 43-yard line of Foothill. It's 4th down and 8. Spartans going to go for it here, kind of in that no man's land, maybe too close to punt. So they're going to go for it here. And no, it's going to be a little pooch kick by Williams, the quarterback. De La Salle's going to try to down it, but it's going to get into the end zone for a touchback. Spartans trying to catch Foothill off guard there with a pooch kick, set it up as if they were going to go for it. But the punt carried too far into the end zone. So Foothill, defense, has done a very nice job, down 14-0 with 8:16 to go in the second quarter. The offense has struggled. Just 6 yards, actually 23 yards of offense for Foothill as Kearns wants to throw. His pass deflected and incomplete. Buckley nearly able to come up with an interception as Kearns was looking for Hudson in traffic. And Kearns has thrown 5 straight incompletions. Kearns, just a sophomore, 50 completions in 92 attempts, 753 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. A guy who got off to a great start, his first varsity game against Novato in the opening week, as we've got a timeout on the field called by Foothill, their second timeout. But in that opening game, Kearns completed 7 passes, and 6 of those went for touchdowns. 7 of 10 passing for 6 touchdowns, and the Falcons came up with 9 turnovers in that game, 6 fumbles, 3 interceptions in that 52-9 win. So overall, they're plus in the turnover department, but really since that game, they have been in the negative because they're plus 4 turnovers on the season, but you take away that Novato game and they're minus 5. And they're minus 1 tonight with the Kearns interception setting up De La Salle's second touchdown. The Spartans up 14-0 on a 7-yard touchdown run by Michael Hutchings and an 8-yard touchdown run by Pepe Vitale. Pat O'Rourke with you. Beautiful night at Owen Owens Field in Concord at De La Salle High School. The second to last home game of the regular season for De La Salle. Certainly we'll see them at home in the playoffs. Probably a couple times for their quarterfinal and semifinals. And assuming that they get a bye in the first round, as the pass here is off the hands of Hudson, and the Cal-bound receiver's got to catch that one. Normally a sure-handed guy. I'm not sure if he thought a green shirt was creeping in on him, but if he catches that, that should be a gain of about 15 yards for the Falcons. So it's 3rd down and 10. Foothill 3-2. They're 1-1 in the EBAL. Of course, this does not count towards their EBAL record. The big game in the East Bay Athletic League is Monte Vista at California tonight. California off to a 5-0 start, ranked 5th in the Bay Area in our rankings from Harold Abend. As a short pass is complete to Isaiah Langley, but well shy of the first down. They needed 10, and Langley got about 3. It does stop a streak of 6 straight incompletions by Kearns. So Foothill will punt for the 4th time. Make that the 3rd time. And it is a fair catch by Andrew Buckley at his own 47. So De La Salle continues to get good field position. They have started at the Foothill 40, at the Foothill 8, at their own 30, at their own 43, and at their own 47. They start now with 7:35 to go in the second quarter, up 14-0. De La Salle offense been a little stagnant since that opening 11-play drive. Here's Williams wanting to set up a throw downfield to Buckley, and it's incomplete. Buckley turned over his inside shoulder and was thrown over his outside shoulder. So it brings up 2nd down. Spartans coached by Bob Ladouceur. We told you the excellent record, looking for his 390th career win tonight. 389 wins, 25 losses. That's just remarkable. With 3 ties. He's going to be inducted into the San Jose State Hall of Fame later this month on October 26th. That's 3 weeks from today. The handoff, bouncing off a tackle, making a nice move is Daz Tawalatasi. Tawalatasi gets about 5 on his first carry of the night. Came into this game with 275 rushing yards. He had a very nice game against Mullen in the game from the Denver Colorado team here at De La Salle, game which they trailed at the half. Ran for 101 yards in that game. 3rd down and 5 for the Spartans. 2 receivers set to the left of Williams. Short drop, pass over the middle, intended for Buckley and incomplete. It looked like it went off the helmet of a Foothill player, Trevor Mays. So the Spartans trying to get something going in the passing game, as we talked about with Coach Edson in our interviews with him. As 4th down and 5 comes up, and the Spartans going to have to punt once again. We've got to establish the pass if teams are going to load the box against us. And the punt called for a fair catch by Ray Hudson as he goes down to his knee to catch it inside the 15-yard line. And this game, the field position certainly being won by De La Salle. Foothill's offense needing to put some yards together because they keep exchanging punts right now, but each time Foothill starts either at their 20 or inside their 20, and De La Salle is starting with good field position, although neither team is able to move the ball much right now. Foothill starts at their own 13. 6:36 to go in the second quarter. Foothill's defense has done a very nice job. They're down 14-0. They'll keep it on the ground for a minimal gain. That was Jameer Holland on the carry. That was his first carry of this game. Came into the game with 322 rushing yards on 32 carries, 2 touchdowns. He's also a receiving threat with 4 receiving touchdowns among his 12 catches this year. He gets 1, and it's 2nd and 9. Two receivers to the left of Kearns. Kearns trying to set up a short pass. There's Holland making a catch out of the backfield. Holland able to get some yards before a host of green shirts brings him down. DJ Moffitt Amundo's in on the tackle. Gain of 4 yards on the pass to Holland. Kearns has already thrown 11 times for Foothill. 4 of 11 for 24 yards. 3rd down and 5 for the team in white. With those yellow pants and the blue helmets. Kearns wanting a short pass again. It's caught by Hudson. He takes a big hit right at the 20-yard line. It's going to be well shy of the 1st down. Couple yards shy. Give him a gain of about 3. So Hudson's got 2 catches for just 8 yards. So Foothill will punt once again. 4th straight punt for the Falcons. And it takes a Falcon bounce from the 45, and it's going to roll out of bounds right at midfield. So good field position once again for De La Salle. 4:32 to go in the second quarter. The Spartans have been shut out this quarter. And they'll start right at the 50. If you're just joining us, they got a short field to open this game on a good kickoff return by Alan Marion to the Foothill 40. The Spartans went 12 plays, 40 yards, capped off by Michael Hutchings' 7-yard touchdown run, take a 7-0 lead with 7:01 to go in the first quarter. Out of the veer, they'll keep it with Vitale up the box, and he gets 5. Foothill's first possession, Kyle Kearns threw an interception to DJ Moffitt. And Moffitt returned it to the Foothill 8. Next play, Vitale ran it in from 8 yards out, and it was 14-0 De La Salle with 5:09 to go in the first quarter. And that's where we stand right now still with 4:06 to play in the first half. Second down and 5. Big hole over the right side for Mouton. Mouton makes guys miss, stays on his feet, gets a little bit of a push forward from his lineman, Drew Sullivan, 6'3", 270-pound sophomore. And it goes as a gain of 15 yards. That was Talatasi. I believe I might have said Mouton. So the Spartans get a good run. That's their best run of the unevening. And it's 1st and 10 from the 30, Vitale. Spartans averaging 361 yards per game, 256 rushing yards per game. They're allowing just 173 yards and just the defense allowing just 59 rushing yards per contest. Second down and 7. Vitale, nice hole over the right side, takes a man with him, using his strength as he takes it inside the 10-yard line. And they'll set up a 1st down and goal. You could see the work that Vitale puts in. I mean, he's a much bigger guy than he was a year ago, and he was already a pretty darn good back last year when he ran for 18 touchdowns and 1,270 yards. He's got 48 rushing yards now, as that was an 18-yard gain. 1st and goal from the 9-yard line, and this is Talatasi inside the 5. Second down. Keep it on the ground again. Touchdown, De La Salle. Pepe Vitale runs it in from 4 yards out, his 2nd touchdown of the half. His 2nd touchdown, his 12th of the season. And the Spartans keep it on the ground there. Drive that started at midfield, and they made it look easy. And the extra point is blocked. So a 6-play, 50-yard drive that took exactly 2 minutes. And with 2:32 to go in the second quarter, De La Salle leads 20-0. 4-yard touchdown run for Vitale. That gives him 30 touchdowns on the ground over the last 2 seasons. Again, thanks to our sponsors. I mentioned Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria. Make sure you get that online order at roccospizzeria.com. Also call Michael Mulry, your home loan purchase and loan finance expert, at 967-3055. Michael Mulry at CNA Equity. And this kick is a touchback. Foothill is going to get their 6th possession of the first half. They have just a couple of first downs against this De La Salle defense. Just 34 total yards for Foothill in this first half against a Spartan team that was stingy last week against Livermore, allowing just 68 total yards. We saw them put up these type of numbers a year ago. First down and 10 from the 20. Upended on the carry was Griffith Gates. And De La Salle is going to use up their timeouts as they want another opportunity with the ball before the end of the first half. Gates able to get just about a yard on that first down run. Again, thanks to Michael Maury at CNA Equity, your home loan purchase and loan finance expert. Call him at 925-967-3055. Let Michael Maury at CNA Equity be your bridge to your most profitable equity partners. Michael Maury at CNA Equity. And Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria. Place to go after the game. Longtime sponsor of De La Salle Athletics. Again, join them after the game. They're open late, full bar. They have music on Thursdays and Saturdays. You can order online at roccospizzeria.com. The rest is easy. 20-0 De La Salle. 2:26 to go in the second quarter. Short drop by Kearns. Far sideline. Excellent throw and catch. As Hudson makes the reception. And it's the third first down of the half for the Falcons. A gain of 20. That was a well-placed ball by the sophomore. Not an easy catch for Hudson. 20-0 De La Salle. Kearns, nowhere to go here. The pocket collapsed on him quickly, and he goes down. Seeing there's a lot of traffic around him, and De La Salle is going to use up their second timeout after that loss of 6. Sacred Heart Cathedral and St. Ignatius tied at 21 with a few minutes to go in the first half in the Bruce Mahoney game. College Park leading Mount Diablo 14-0 at the half. Ceremone Valley looking to make it 3-0 in the EBAL after going 0-3 in non-conference. Ely Granada 15-0. Kearns trying to set up a screen pass. It's caught by Holland. Holland, though, has De La Salle defenders waiting for him after making that reception. And he gets about 3. .149 to go in the first half. De La Salle hoping for another opportunity to get the ball. They do have one timeout left, not using it here. On 3rd and 13, Kearns. Pass over the middle, caught by Hudson. Inside Spartan territory, he goes down at about the 45. Another well-thrown ball by Kearns. That's obviously his main guy. And they get 16 yards. Second time those two have hooked up on this possession. They move the chains. They're now at the De La Salle 46. First time they've been on the Spartans half of, actually I should scratch that. Second time they've been on the Spartans half of midfield, and we've got a timeout called. With 1:20 to go in the first half and De La Salle leading 20-0, they're going to use up their final timeout here as they try to defend the Kearns to Hudson connection. As Foothill has showed some life, as many first downs on this possession as they had on the previous 5. De La Salle looking for their 17th consecutive win. And also going for their 42nd consecutive win over a California team. They beat Foothill last season 39-3. You go back in the years in this matchup, 49-7 2 years ago, 56-14 3 years ago, 33-7, 42-7, 63-7, 33-7, and 42-14 going all the way back to 2005. Those are the scores in favor of De La Salle, but that's really just par for the course when they go up against East Bay Athletic League teams. They're winning by an average of 30 points in those meetings against East BA Athletic League teams. But the pass down the sideline for Finney is caught, but caught out of bounds. Already the 16th pass attempt for Kyle Kearns, and it's second down. Part of the reason why De La Salle, they don't necessarily want them in that East Bay Athletic League anymore. And they can't win the conference title in name, but they do get the automatic berth. But yeah, you look at the last 4 seasons, 4+ seasons, counting this year, they're 30-0, winning by an average of 35.3 points per game. Pass complete over the middle here, close to a first down as Finney makes the catch. Foothill wants to hurry to the line of scrimmage on that gain of 9. 59.8 seconds left. Actually, it is a gain of 10. They do move the chains. Kearns pump fakes and then throws it to the sideline. A flag comes down right at the line of scrimmage. There is a penalty marker with 48 seconds left in the half. We're going to get a personal foul against De La Salle. Looked like maybe one of their defensive linemen working against the Foothill offensive line. Pushed up on the face mask as he was trying to break through, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Third penalty of the half for the Spartans. And Foothill is now at the 21-yard line. So Foothill trying to get on the board. Deepest they've been inside De La Salle territory. It started at their own 20. Kearns, pass over the middle, in traffic, incomplete. He was looking for Langley, the sophomore. Didn't expect to see Kearns with this many pass attempts. He is 9 of 18 for 76 yards and an interception. 43 seconds to go in the half. Second down and 10 from the De La Salle 21. Two receivers to his left. Wants to set up a screen pass to Holland. Holland tries to evade one man, but then he takes a big shot from Buckley. And Foothill's going to use up their final timeout with 35 seconds to go in the half. It's going to be third down and long. We'll count that as a pass. Tough to say from here whether that was a forward pass or not, but we'll count it as a pass. And it's a gain of 1. Third down and 9 yards coming up for the Falcons. Trying to get on the board here against De La Salle, who had a shutout last week against Livermore. Beat Granada 48-14. Their closest call was against St. Mary's of Stockton, a 21-13 win. But they were down at the half against Mullen from Denver, 13-7, but outscored the Mullen Mustangs 23-0 in the second half of that game for a 30-13 win. Hurt by turnovers and in those games, helped make those games close. No turnovers tonight for De La Salle. Foothill does have an interception, which set up De La Salle's second touchdown. 35 seconds, it's third down and 9. The pitch to Langley. Langley looks like he wants to throw, and his pass is going to be incomplete. De La Salle not fooled at all, as Langley would try to find Hudson downfield, and Hudson had about 3 defensive backs surrounding him. Foothill not afraid to pull out those trick plays, and they will do that from time to time. And De La Salle all ready for that one. So Foothill's going to try to get a field goal before the end of the half. With 29 seconds left, it's fourth down and 9. And this is not an easy kick. It's going to be 37 yards for Nico Cuero. It's long enough, and it is good. So Cuero gets the Falcons on the board with 25 seconds left in the half. 37-yard field goal. Nicely done by Foothill, who started that possession at their own 20. And it's the first time the Spartans have allowed points in a couple weeks. So Foothill down 17 at the half with 25 seconds to go. Possession took 2 minutes, 7 seconds. You could hear our excellent public address announcer, Dave George. And here is the ensuing kick, a squib kick. That's returned. No hesitation there from David Ogburn. The lineman, 6'2", 210 pounds, returns it to the 43-yard line. With 21 seconds left in the half, no timeouts for De La Salle. Spartans up 17. And Chris Williams looking to his left, now is going to try to run. And Williams stays in his feet. He gets about 5, but that looks like it's going to be the final play of the half, with each side out of timeouts. Call it a gain of 6 for Williams, who has 21 rushing yards in the first half, and these teams will head into the locker room with De La Salle up 17. It's 20-3. We'll take a break on the audio side. You're watching high school football action on BayPreps.com. Pretty easy to recap the first half stats in this one. This game started with a good kickoff return for De La Salle's Allen Marion. He returned it all the way to the Foothill 40-yard line. Spartans then had their best possession of the night in terms of length, and 4 minutes and 48-second drive, 12 plays, 40 yards, capped off by Michael Hutchings' 7-yard touchdown run with 7:01 to go in the first quarter to make it 7-0 De La Salle. Foothill's first offensive possession resulted in an interception by DJ Moffitt. He returns to the Falcon 8-yard line. The very next play, Pepe Vitale ran it in from 8 yards out, and the Spartans led 14-0 after the extra point by Tyler Duncan. It stayed 14-0 throughout the rest of the first quarter and most of the second quarter. The Spartans then capitalized on a short field again. 6 plays, 50 yards as they started right at midfield. It took 2 minutes and capped off by Pepe Vitale's 4-yard touchdown run as the Spartans kept the ball on the ground for that entire possession. The extra point was blocked, so it was 20-0 De La Salle. Foothill then embarked on their best possession, starting at their own 20, getting inside the De La Salle 20, ultimately settling for a 37-yard field goal by Nico Cuero. With about 26 seconds left in the first half for their first and only points of the half, as that's where we stand right now, 20-3 in favor of De La Salle. On the ground for the Spartans, Pepe Vitale's got 10 carries for 52 yards and those 2 touchdowns. Daz Talatasi has 3 carries for 26 yards. Mouton 3 carries for no yards. And Hutchings has 1 carry for 7 yards. That went for that touchdown. Chris Williams has 6 carries for 21 yards. The De La Salle quarterback passing is just 2 of 8 for 26 yards. Vitale's got 1 catch for 11 yards. Hutchings 1 catch for 8 yards. And Buckley has 1 catch for 7 yards. The Spartans have not turned it over. They do have 3 penalties for 30 yards. Foothill has 4 carries and 18 yards for Griffith Gates. Jameer Holland, 1 carry, 1 yard, and Isaiah Langley, 2 carries, -3 yards. Their quarterback, Kyle Kearns, has been sacked twice, resulting in 2 rushes for -14 yards. Kearns has thrown the ball a lot. He's thrown it 20 times in the first half, and he is 10 of 20 for 77 yards and an interception. Ray Hudson's got 4 catches for 44 yards. Jameer Holland has 3 catches for just 8 yards. Finney's 2 catches, 22 yards, and Langley 1 catch for 3 yards. Falcons do have the interception for their only turnover, and they have 2 penalties for 15 yards. Now, total yards, De La Salle leads 132, only 132 yards for De La Salle in the first half, 79 for Foothill. Foothill just 2 total rushing yards. They've got 77 through the air. De La Salle for their 132 has 106 on the ground and 26 through the air. So not much offense in the first half. Spartans capitalizing on a short field for their 3 touchdowns. They had a scoring drive of 40 yards, of 50 yards, and of 8 yards for their 3 touchdowns. 20-3 De La Salle. Again, thanks to a few of our sponsors. Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria, the place to go after the game. Open late, full bar, longtime supporter of De La Salle Athletics on the corner of Oak Grove and Ignacio. Join them after the game. They're open late. We got live music on Thursday and Saturday nights. And if you can't get there tonight, you can certainly get there throughout the weekend and watch some football action at Rocco's and enjoy the great food. You're just not going to find better food in the area. Online ordering available at Rocco's website. Go to roccospizzeria.com, and the rest is easy. And Michael Maury at CNA Equity, your loan purchase and loan finance expert, at 925-967-3055. Let Michael Maury at CNA Equity be your bridge to your most profitable equity partners. 20-3 De La Salle at the half. We'll take a break on the audio side. You're watching high school football action on BayPreps.com.
Sal's winner for faith is Jelani Smith. A convert to the Catholic faith, Jelani has put his faith into action by participating in faith-based immersion and service experiences, both at De La Salle and outside of the school. These experiences range from the Los Angeles Religious Education Congress to Denver, San Diego, and a summer experience at the orphanage in Guatemala. Jelani cites his faith in Jesus Christ as an inspiration to love others with dignity and respect. Please give a round of applause for our winner, Jelani Smith. The next category is humanitarian. Candidates in this category possess characteristics that promote a strong sense of friendship and sisterhood. This candidate shows a real dedication to her school and community. This student is well respected and liked by all of her classmates. She has an outstanding attitude in everything she does. This young woman is described as a great friend that cares about the happiness of others and always tries to write someone's life. Please give a round of applause to our winner, Sarah D'Souza, as a Sal's humanitarian winner is Kyle Holder. Kyle is one of 2 children, and this is his first year in leadership. He is a humanitarian through his participation in the De La Salle community. Kyle tries to share his humanitarian values with other students by welcoming new students to De La Salle. Please give a round of applause for our winner, Kyle Holder, supported by his parents, The next category is service. Candidates in this category are committed to serving others. This candidate exemplifies what it means to be a servant. This young woman of service has helped not only the community but the world. This young woman listens to God's call to be light and shine both areas that need us. Please give a round of applause for our winner, Norm Mayer, supported by her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Mayer, and her little brother, Steve. De La Salle's winner for service is Owen Dempsey. Owen's dedication to service includes Denver Salinas and Cairo 74. He also enjoys his work in the De La Salle Politics Club, Amnesty International, and Model UN. He is proud of leading an environmental reclamation project on Mount Diablo in his Eagle Scout troop. He would like to thank the faculty and staff of De La Salle High School, his family, and his Spartan brothers for all of their guidance, inspiration, and support along the way. Please give a round of applause for our winner, Owen Dempsey. The next category is spirit. Candidates in this category demonstrate energy, enthusiasm, and support in all school-sponsored activities. This year's winner is a living example of our school's motto, called to be light, send forth to shine. She completely embellishes what it means to be a leader, a friend, and a positive role model for other DHS students. Her amazing energy and inspiring spirit invite everyone to participate in all of this and make everyone feel loved. Please give a round of applause for our winner, Maggie Pierce. The De La Salle winner for spirit is Jack Oswald. Currently, Jack is the football team starting center. He is also one of the morning show's 2 announcers. Jack is truly a spirit lifter for his team and fellow students. Please give a big round of applause for our winner, Jack Oswald. The next category is leadership. Candidates in this category demonstrate commitment to others and help to encourage them in their endeavors. This student has always been an active member in the class of 2013 and our community throughout her high school career. Serving as ASU president, this young woman has utilized her leadership skills and charisma to help plan events for the entire student body in order to bring students together through school. Please give a round of applause for our winner, Autumn Okoye, supported by her parents and her The De La Salle winner for leadership is Hunter Alliotti. Hunter is one of 2 children. He is a senior class vice president and has been part of leadership for 3 years. He shows his leadership by using his creativity and keen eye for details and works tirelessly to put on races and rallies. Please give a round of applause a round of applause for our Spartan pioneer, Dave Fu, accompanied by Chairman Dr. Oliver Fu, Leon Fu, and Mr. Governor Fu. Congratulations to all of our winners. You have definitely made your class proud.
Pat O'Rourke with you, ready for the start of the second half. Jerry Gerard, the producer and cameraman, as we are at Owen Owens Field in Concord, home of the De La Salle Spartans, looking for their 17th consecutive win, and they're hoping for more offensive production in the second half. Just 132 total yards in the first half. They did hold Foothill to just 79 total yards, as the Spartans lead 20-3 at the break. Foothill will get the ball first to start the second half. Spartans scoring 14 of their points in the opening quarter, actually in the opening 7 minutes of this game. After a good kickoff return, they got a short field. Michael Hutchings capped off a 40-yard drive of a 7-yard touchdown run. Pepe Vitale scored from 8 yards out after an interception set up the Spartans at the Foothill 8-yard line. So they were up 14-0 in that first quarter. Nobody scored until inside 3 minutes to go in the first half, with 2:32 to go in the first half. As a matter of fact, Pepe Vitale scored from 4 yards out to make it 20-0. The extra point was blocked. Foothill would drive down the field just before half and would get a 37-yard field goal from Nico Cuero to make it 20-3. But 132 total yards for De La Salle, 106 on the ground, 26 through the air. For Foothill, they have 2 rushing yards and 77 passing yards. When you talk about teams, of course, De La Salle not really officially a member of the East Bay Athletic League, but really when you talk about teams, these coaching staffs have longest standing coaching staffs. Matt Sweeney in his 25th year at Foothill. And Coach Laddiser won 389 games at De La Salle against just 25 losses, as we are underway with the start of the second half. And it is a touchback, and Foothill will start at their 20. Foothill has started at their 22 or worse. In every possession except for one. De La Salle's had much better field position, and a big reason for their 3 scores. Let's see if Foothill can get any momentum they had at the end of the first half. They moved down the field mostly through passes to Ray Hudson. Jack Finney also caught a ball on that last drive. Here's Jameer Holland, who's always a threat out of the backfield. He makes a nice move. He was a guy ranked in the top 300 for the class of 2014, according to Scout. He's number 274. And he gets 5 yards. Already the 21st pass attempt of the night for Kyle Kearns, a guy that came into this game with 92 pass attempts in 5 contests. That's an average of just over 18 a game. So well beyond that average. Here's a short pass caught by Hudson, and Hudson gets the first down. He got a little bit of a cushion from Kevin Griffin, the defensive back, and he made that catch and was able to fall forward. His 5th catch of the night. He's got 50 yards receiving. Foothill trying to use that short passing game. And they're at the Spartan 31. Hudson lined up to the left of Kearns. He's down on this near side of the field, as the pass is incomplete and nearly intercepted by Hutchings. He was reading that pass to Finney, and if Hutchings picks off that ball, he's going the other way for a touchdown. He's got 1 touchdown on the ground tonight. It's 2nd down and 10. On the end around, the handoff to Isaiah Langley, and the sophomore takes a big shot. Excited after delivering that hit was De La Salle's Sumner Houston. 6'3", 242-pound junior. He was mentioned by rivals this week as a player to watch in that class of 2014. 1 yard gain for Langley there. He's got negative 2 yards rushing on 3 carries. So it's 3rd down and 9 for the Falcon offense. Here's Kearns wanting to throw far side the field for Hudson, and Hudson never saw it. And the incompletion brings up 4th down. Foothill will punt. So here's Hudson punting for Foothill. And the punt is going to take a Falcon bounce from the De La Salle 42, and it will roll down to the 35. It's the 2nd worst field position of the night for De La Salle. So obviously they've started with the ball with some pretty good field position most of the night. There is a penalty flag on that punt, and it's going to go against De La Salle. Their 4th penalty of the night. So this will be their worst field position of the night. After that penalty takes them back to the 20. De La Salle players have to constantly be reminded to back up off of the sideline. They don't have much of a sideline to work with. The stand so close to the sideline. It's easy to creep up. As Chris Williams gives the carry to Pepe Vitale, who had 52 rushing yards in the first half on 10 carries and 2 touchdowns. He gets about 3. He's now over 700 rushing yards on the season, averaging 13 yards per carry coming into tonight. Averaged just under 7 yards a carry a year ago when he ran for 1,270 yards. 2nd down and 7. Here's Williams rolling to his left, throwing that way, and Hutchins can't make the catch right off his hands. Williams took a big shot as he released that ball from Griffith Gates coming in from his defensive line position. The De La Salle passing game struggling here still. Williams, he's 3 of 9. I might have mentioned 2 of it. He's 3 of 9 in the game for 26 yards, but that's not on the quarterback, obviously. That's that last pass. That one should have been caught by Hutchins. Here he's looking to throw, and his pass incomplete, intended for Austin Dondonville. And that's 4 straight incompletions. And De La Salle's going to have to punt. They go 3 and out to start the second half. Here's Buckley's punt. Line drive punt, but returnable for Hudson, who catches at his own 38. Up the far side of the field, he takes inside De La Salle territory, and Foothill is going to get their best field position of the night. For the first time, they'll start inside De La Salle territory. First and 10 from the Spartan 46. This is Griffith Gates. Gates met by Michael Hutchins and a couple other Spartan defenders, including DJ Moffitt A couple yards for Gates, who's got 20 on 5 carries. De La Salle defense has allowed just 93 total yards to the Falcons. 8:20 to go in the third quarter. 2nd and 8. Pass the far sideline, caught by Holland, who stumbles backwards and then gets out of bounds. She was so worried about making a move, he lost his footing and ended up getting no gain. Holland has 5 catches tonight, but for only 13 yards. So 3rd and 8, 3 receivers to Kern's left. Is it going to be another short pass here? Yep, short drop, and his pass is caught. Wow, that was an excellent throw to Isaiah Langley, who made a very nice catch as well. He didn't have much reaction time there. And it's a gain of 11 yards. Second catch of the night for Langley. Good timing play there. Langley, as soon as he looked back, the ball was right in his breadbasket from Kearns. First down and 10 from the Spartan 33. Foothill showing some life. They had that drive at the end of the first half. They did go punt the ball in their first possession of the second half, but on this second possession, here's a completion to Jack Finney, who takes a shot, but is able to push forward close to a first down. It looks like it will be a first down for the Falcons. So a 13-yard gain for Finney. And Kyle Kearns appears to be settling in. His 27th pass attempt of the night. He's got 112 yards. 1st and 10 with 7:18 to go in the third. Kearns rushed, pass, caught, touchdown. What a throw by Kearns. And Langley makes the catch for the touchdown. What a play. 23-yard touchdown catch. Perfectly thrown ball with the pressure in his face. And Foothill can get within 10 here with the extra point. And it is good. Foothill is within 10, 20-10, with 7:08 to go in the third quarter. That was actually a 20-yard touchdown pass to Langley. 5-play, 46-yard drive that took 1:50. And just like that, the Falcons, with 7:08 to go in the third quarter, are within 10. Langley is a threat. You saw him make a touchdown catch in that Monte Vista game, the game we did here on BayPreps.com. Ensuing kickoff return from inside the 15-yard line. And chopped down immediately was Alan Marion, who had that big kickoff return to open this game. Not often you see De La Salle challenged like this against the teams from the East Bay Athletic League at this stage of the game. They're still up by 10 points, obviously, but the offense has had their struggles, and they start at their own 19-yard line. The give to Kyle Mouton. Mouton gets about 5 yards. You can see, we can see on the De La Salle sideline, Larry Allen, outstanding offensive lineman who is former Cowboy and 49er and likely on his way to the Hall of Fame, is cheering on his son, Larry Allen Jr. as the carry goes over the right side to Pepe Vitale. Vitale, nice cut back at the 40. He's in the clear, down the near sideline. See you later. Pepe Vitale gets one move, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. What an answer there for De La Salle and Pepe Vitale. 76 yards. And the extra point is good. De La Salle leads 27-10. Pepe Vitale, 76-yard touchdown run. His third score of the game, his 13th of the season. And with 6:22 to go in the third quarter, De La Salle is up by 17 again. 2 plays, 81 yards. And it took 43 seconds. And you saw Vitale, not a real game breaker in terms of speed, but he's able to make all the right moves, and he used a couple cutbacks there. I almost declared him too early for a touchdown, but he made the necessary cutback inside the 10-yard line to get that touchdown run. Kickoff bounces inside the 15-yard line. Will go into the end zone for the touchback. Has to be deflating for Foothill. Just got back into this game within 10 on a 5-play, 46-yard drive. Now they are down 17 again. Kearns throws on the far side. This is Hudson again. Foothill continuing to utilize that short passing game. Hudson gets 5. Kearns has now completed 5 straight passes. Kearns is 17 of 29 for 137 yards. As Griffith Gates gets the carry, he stays on his feet and is dropped at about the 35. A good gain for Gates, who's got 30 yards on the ground after that 10-yard carry. Get a good look at Griffith Gates, one of the top players in this conference. 6'3", 235 pounds. Senior. Seen him impact the game. Both sides of the ball. A Matt Sweeney type of player. First down and 10 from the 35. Short drop by Kearns again. Short pass, and this is going to be a big loss. Tommy Gamble, receiver, making his first catch tonight, and he didn't have much of a shot there. Marion in on the stop for De La Salle. We're going to mark it from the forward progress, but it's still a loss on the play of 3. Foothill 4-6 last year. They don't have too many losing seasons under Coach Sweeney at Foothill. That was their first one since the 90s, we believe. So there's not a whole lot of records that go back as Jameer Holland makes the catch, and he is going to get taken down for a loss. Holland hasn't had much going on in the passing game tonight. That's his 6th catch, but 6 catches for 11 yards after that 2-yard loss. Kearns has now completed 7 straight, but the last 2 have gone for negative yardage. It's 3rd and 15. 4:09 to go in the third quarter. De La Salle up 17. It was 20-3 at the half. Foothill made it 20-10. De La Salle just got a touchdown and a 76-yard run by Vitale. Here's a pass over the middle in traffic and incomplete, but Finney got hit before the ball got there. Flag comes in. I believe that's a good call. Finney got hit before that pass had arrived, just a little bit early. De La Salle, though, bench maybe contending that was deflected. So it's a gift for Foothill on the 3rd and 15. A couple De La Salle coaches saying that ball was deflected. And obviously when it's deflected, you can hit the receiver. They're closer than I am, but I didn't see it getting deflected. 1st and 10 from the 45. The carry goes to Holland off the right side. Just the 2nd carry of the night for Jameer Holland. So it's 2nd down and 8 for Foothill. 3:13 to go in the third quarter. Kearns, far sideline, incomplete, looking for Hudson. Kearns really not going through too many reads. He's taking short drops and getting rid of the ball is one way to avoid the pressure from the De La Salle defense and go into his first read. And a lot of times that's Hudson, who's got 6 catches for 55 yards, but that ball too high for Hudson. So another 3rd down for the Falcons. It's 3rd and 8. Kearns, short drop again, over the middle, caught by Hudson. He takes a big shot from Buckley, but gets the 1st down. That's what you like to see from a Division I receiver. And Ray Hudson, the 10-yard reception in traffic, knew that hit was coming. Whenever a receiver is going across the middle, he knows that safety's creeping in. And he's still able to make the catch despite the big hit. 10-yard gain. Foothill has it at the De La Salle 43. Falcons trying to get their 2nd touchdown of the quarter. Kearns is rushed. Now throws that out of bounds. He was outside the tackle box. Foothill's got a long way to go for a touchdown, but it is worth noting in this, the 6th game of the year, De La Salle is not allowed more than 7 points in a quarter. 2nd down and 10. 3rd receivers to the left of Kearns. The draw play to Gates. Avoids some tackles in the backfield, and he does get positive yardage inside the 40. Gates, 7 carries, 34 yards. He's over 400 rushing yards on the season. Foothill gets back to EBAL play after this week. 4 of their last 5, though, are on the road. They're at Granada next week, home against San Ramon Valley, their final home game of the year, then at Livermore and at Amador Valley to close out the year. Just so they don't have to travel further than Livermore in their final 4 games. As this incompletion to Jameer Holland brings up 4th down. So 4th and 6. And we'll probably see Foothill go for it. As you're in that kind of territory where maybe too close for a punt. To 1:59 to go. Falcons down 17. Why not? Go for it here. Kyle Kearns across the middle. Caught again for a 1st down. And again, it's Ray Hudson. Kearns again standing in traffic. You got to like the way this sophomore is not afraid to take shots. 8th catch of the night for Hudson. Again, across the middle for the senior receiver who is going to be playing in Berkeley next fall. 1st down and 10. Foothill converting some 3rd and longs, and there's a 4th and 6 they just converted. The carry to Gates off the right side. Foothill hasn't had much room to run tonight. Of course, nobody seems to when they go up against De La Salle. 1:23 to go in the 3rd quarter. De La Salle has led most of the way. They led 14-0 less than 7 minutes into this game. They're up 20-3 at the half and up 27-10 now, although they had just 132 yards of offense in the first half. 2nd down and 7. Short pass, Jameer Holland. He takes a shot from Moffitt, who read that one all the way. Might even be a loss on the play. Call it no gain. That was the 36th pass attempt for Kearns tonight. And Holland continues to struggle to find room to run when he makes those catches out of the backfield. That's his 7th reception for just 11 yards. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. 3rd and 8. Can they convert another 3rd and long? Kearns has a pocket, but his pass incomplete. One of his linemen was bumped into him. And here's a late flag. I'm not sure about this one. It can't be because of the hit on Kearns. Kearns was hit by his own lineman. They're going to call that roughing the passer? Well, I don't know about that one. That looked like a bad call. Spartans aren't going to be happy about these personal foul penalties, but I'm not sure that was warranted. It looked like De La Salle, defensive lineman, was trying to collapse the pocket and push the Foothill offensive lineman into Kearns. We'll have to look at that one again at some point. Personal foul penalty gives the Falcons another 1st down. They're at the Spartan 14-yard line. 13 seconds to play in the quarter. Here is the run for Parker Bryan. Parker Bryan into the game at quarterback for Kearns. And that's the final play of the quarter, and it's a nice gain inside the 10-yard line. So Foothill driving after 3 quarters. They're down 17. You're watching high school football action on BayPreps.com. So the Falcons, solid possession here. Give the handoff off the left side to Griffith Gates on 2nd and 3 from the 8-yard line. Or 2nd and 3 from, and it looks like he gets a couple. And it's going to be 3rd and 1 for Foothill, just underway in the 4th quarter. Falcons down 17. Kearns wanting to throw into the end zone. It's incomplete. He was looking for Finney. Good coverage by the Spartans and a 4th down. That was the 37th pass attempt for Kyle Kearns. So 4th and 1. Foothill came into this game as a big long shot, and there's still a long shot to win this game with 11:17 to go, but they've got an opportunity. They've got to convert this 4th down. It's going to be 4th and 1 from just inside the De La Salle 6-yard line. Thanks to Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria. Make sure to go there after the game. Longtime sponsor, De La Salle Athletics. They're open late, full bar. Can't get there tonight, go there for the weekend and watch some football. Plenty of TVs for your college football and NFL football viewing pleasure. And, of course, baseball playoffs underway now, too. Giants and A's both play in the playoffs this weekend. Stop by Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria. Great food, online ordering. You can go to the website at roccospizzeria.com, and the rest is easy. 4th down and 1 for Foothill. Now give it to Gates. Gates trying to fight for the 1st down, and this will be close. First man there was Melvin Mangoba. And it is a 1st down. So 1st and goal for the Falcons. Ball is at the Spartan 4-yard line. Hudson lines up as the receiver to Kearns' right. He gives a look at him before the snap, but they'll give the handoff to Gates. Gates off the left side, looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Foothill. A 4-yard touchdown run for Griffith Gates. And Foothill can get back to within 10 again. Falcons not going away in this game. There is 10:50 to go. That was a very good drive. It took over 7 minutes. The extra point try is good. 27-17 De La Salle. 10:50 to go. That was a 7-minute, 32-yard drive that went 80 yards. And unofficially, 15 plays, 80 yards to make it 27-17, capped off by the 4-yard touchdown run by Griffith Gates. So the Falcons making this very much a ball game. The Spartans have defeated EBAL foes by an average of 35 points over the last 4+ seasons, going 30-0 during that span. But in a ball game now. Short kickoff. Return from the 20. This is Vitale. Returns it past the 30. So De La Salle starts at their own 31. A lot of time left. .216 yards of offense for De La Salle. Vitale, a 76-yard touchdown run for their last possession. Here he gets the carry. Bounces away from a man. The ball came loose at the end of the play. And the officials immediately saying that Vitale was down. A gain of 7 for the senior tailback, who's got 138 yards on 13 carries. He's got 3 of the Spartans' 4 touchdowns. Hutchings has the other. All of them on the ground. This is Pepe off the left side. Nice tackle made by Foothill's Perry Cheney, junior linebacker. But it looks to be enough for a first down. 4 yards for Vitale. Foothill in this game, but De La Salle starting to get more of a push from that line up front. And that's going to be the key as they try to ice this game. That's what they've been known for over the years. Coach Laddiser's teams, Justin Allenbaugh, who works well with those linemen. That's where it all starts up front. That's where you win games as the carry goes up the middle. And Mouton gets good yardage on first down as he takes it to midfield. But you hear it so many times, games are won and at the line of scrimmage, but De La Salle not only teaches that, but they execute it over the years. Talking about this with Mitch Stevens from Max Pretz and SF Gate earlier today. This team, it's just a program that is known for that push off the ball as Vitale looks like came up short of a first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 1. Guys up front on the De La Salle line, Sumner Houston, Larry Allen Jr., both juniors on the left side of the line. You've got Jack Oswald, the center who was recognized at halftime, Jackson Lewis, Bernardo, and David Ogburn as you go from right to left on that line. 3rd down and 1. Can they get a push up front here? Up by 10, 8:30 to go. Here's Williams on the option. He'll keep it. He gets the first down. Williams, he's got a nice body on him in terms of he's not afraid of contact, and he gets 4. He's got 25 rushing yards on the night. He's 3 of 10 passing for 26 yards as Buckley brings in the play from the sideline. 8:13 to go. De La Salle trying to ice this game. Foothill been more competitive than many expected. Williams again on the option. Foothill trying to strip that ball away, but Williams doing a good job, doing everything he can to hold on to it. He picks up a couple. Second down and 8. De La Salle using up all of the play clock here with 7:19 to go. Vitale, the nice hole. Vitale hitting that hole very quickly. Coming up a couple yards shy. Vitale up to 149 rushing yards. His career high is 190. He had that in the quarterfinal win against Freedom in the NCS quarterfinal playoff win last year. More of a steady back in terms of those numbers. Not a guy that's going to put up the huge totals. Of course, De La Salle in so many blowout games, they don't necessarily need him in the third and fourth quarters a lot like they do now. Third down and a couple, and De La Salle's going to get a procedure penalty, and that's big. Their 7th penalty of the night. And a 3rd and 2 becomes a 3rd down and 7. So Foothill down 10, but still very much in this game with inside 6.5 minutes to go. They really need a stop here. Still a very gritty effort by Foothill tonight, no matter what happens this point forward. Williams wanting to throw down the field for Buckley, and Buckley dives and makes a great catch about the 10-yard line. Working against Jameer Hall, and they were bumping along the way. Buckley making a great play on the ball. And the winning pitcher for De La Salle in the NCS Baseball Championship in May comes up with a big reception there that may have just iced this game. I believe they said 32 yards on that reception for Buckley, his second catch tonight. He had one very early in this game and his first catch since, but what a play. Just a tremendous athlete is Andrew Buckley. First down and 10. Michael Hutchings gets the carry over the right side. Hutchings looking for the goal line, will be stopped inside the 5. Second down and 2 after that 8-yard gain for Hutchings, who scored De La Salle's first touchdown of the night. It's 2nd and 2. The ball is on the 3. Give it to Vitale, and he is in. Touchdown. The 4th touchdown of the night for Pepe Vitale. This one from 3 yards out. His 17th carry, 152 yards and 4 touchdowns. The extra point try is good. And De La Salle back up by 17. So the Spartans have had answers to Foothill's second half touchdowns. This one comes with 5 minutes to go. A good 69-yard drive that went 5 minutes and 49 seconds. Langley returns it for Foothill. Langley had a little bit of a seam. He gets past the 25-yard line. Ten-play, 69-yard drive for De La Salle, 5 minutes, 49 seconds. As we hear from our esteemed public address announcer, Mr. George. Here's a short pass on the far side of the field. It's going to be another loss for Langley. shouldn't say another loss for Langley, but for Foothill, they've had that short passing game, and it's been effective in terms of keeping them in this game, but they've had quite a few passes that have gone for negative yards or no yardage. Give you an example, that's the 38th pass attempt of the night for Kyle Kearns for 140 yards. Kearns, a little bit of a jump pass here as he tries to set up that screen as he was going backwards. And this is the Jameer Holland, who has had a lot of short gains tonight. He gets 5. 8 catches for 16 yards for Holland. Kearns is 23 of 39 for 145 yards. Short pass, incomplete to Langley. Told you Kearns came in at 92 pass attempts in 5 games, and now he's got 40 tonight. Pat O'Rourke with you, along with Jerry Gerard here on BayPreps.com. See Michael Morey at CNA Equity, your home loan purchase and loan finance expert at 967-3055. Let Michael Morey at CNA Equity be your bridge to your most profitable equity partners. A punt by Hudson will be caught, fair caught by Buckley at the 37-yard line. Buckley, what a big catch that was in the last possession for De La Salle. On a 3rd down and 7, went all out to make the reception. And it kept that possession alive for the Pepe Vitale run. He doesn't make that catch. De La Salle, well, they might go for it in that spot of the field, but they could give it back to Foothill in a 10-point game, and Foothill would have a chance, obviously, to get within 3. So it was a big catch to set up Vitale's 4th touchdown tonight. De La Salle's got to use up a timeout here. I think there was some miscommunication in terms of who should be in the game. So De La Salle's got to burn a timeout. Spartans will have just one more regular season home game left after this. They're at Amador Valley next week, home against Monte Vista, then at San Ramon Valley and at Cal. 3 tough games really to close out the year, and Amador Valley's no slouch either next week. Congratulations, De La Salle water polo team. They had a big win yesterday against San Ramon Valley for Scott Hirsch's team. Hirsch mentioned the article in the Contra Costa Times. They've had that one circled on the calendar. They lost to San Ramon Valley in the semifinals last year as they give the carry over the right side, and a huge hole develops for Mouton down the far sideline. Mouton finally forced it out of bounds all the way inside the 30-yard line. So Mouton, who had just 13 rushing yards tonight after a big game last week, gets a 39-yard gain there. They're going to call it 40. 3:07 to go. And off the left side, this is David Riopel. His first carry of the night. Had a nice game back last week. He came back from injury. Coach Edson mentioned Riopel in our interview. Guy that was a big factor last year. You know, if you don't follow De La Salle close, you might not be aware. Riopel ran for 767 yards last year and 6 touchdowns, including a 125-yard effort against San Ramon Valley in the NCS championship. It's a very deep running back core they've had, and one of the deepest they've had, as much depth as they've had, as Coach Edson told us in our weekly interview. This is Mouton again. And he'll get about 4. But back to mention De La Salle water polo. Colin Giapello had 3 goals yesterday. They also had a big goal from Owen Shackleton to break a 5-all tie. De La Salle cross country, very good. They #1 in Northern California according to Cross Country Express. And this week we named Blair Herlock the Student Athlete of the Week for De La Salle. And that student athlete, thanks to Rocco's. Blair Herlock, one of the best runners in Northern California. In fact, he's ranked 3rd overall in Northern California and did very well at the Stanford Invitational last week. Spartans got some of their backups in there, and they lose the football. And they do fall back on top of it. Lose a couple. Final seconds ticking down. We've got less than 90 seconds to go. De La Salle 34-17, but Foothill gave them a gain. It was 20-3 at the half. At one point in this fourth quarter, it was 27-17. They were at within 10 at a couple different points in this second half. De La Salle just trying to run out the clock here on 2nd down and 12. And with the carry here is Anthony Talagon. We're inside a minute to go. Talagon gets about 7. Foothill, when you talk about their sports other than football, Foothill volleyball team always good. They've been in the NCS championship the last few seasons. They're 3-3 in the EBAL thus far. And EBAL very tough in volleyball as well. And Foothill golf got a couple twins that are outstanding golfers. Alex Saboroff, as a knee is taken by Lone Star. And that is the final play of this game. So De La Salle wins 34-17. They improve to 6-0. Foothill drops to 3-3 for De La Salle. It is their 17th consecutive win. And it is their 42nd consecutive win against a California team, and they still have not lost to a Northern California team in nearly 21 years. 34-17, the Spartans win it tonight. We'll take a break on the audio side, have a recap after this. You're watching high school football action on BayPreps.com. Well, Jerry Gerard, the producer and cameraman, Pat O'Rourke with you here on BayPreps.com. De La Salle wins by the final score of 34-17. De La Salle much better offensively in the second half, even though they had less points than they had in the first half. Spartans put together 215 yards of offense in the second half. They ended up with 347 yards in the game, 289 on the ground, 58 passing. Foothill had 184 total yards, 39 rushing, and 145 passing. For De La Salle, the best player of the game was Statistically, certainly was Pepe Vitale. What another nice game for the seniors. 17 carries, 152 yards. He ended up with 4 touchdowns. Desmond Talatasi had 3 carries, 26 yards. Kyle Mouton had 7 carries, 57 yards. Riopel, 1 carry, 7 yards. Hutchings had 2 carries, 15 yards, including a touchdown. Lone Star, 1 carry, -2 yards. Talagon, 1 carry, 7 yards. And Chris Williams had 8 carries for 27 yards. Williams' passing was 4 of 11 for 58 yards. Buckley, 2 catches, 39 yards. Vitale, 1 catch, 11 yards. And Hutchings had 1 catch, 8 yards. The Spartans did not turn it over. They did have 7 penalties for 80 yards. And as for the Foothill Falcons, Kyle Kearns threw the ball a lot. Threw it 40 times this evening. And he completed 23 of those passes, most of them short passes, just 145 yards passing. He did have 1 touchdown pass and 1 interception. Griffith Gates, actually the receiver, we'll go through the receivers first. Hudson had 8 catches for 74 yards. Holland had 8 catches for just 16 yards. Finney had 3 catches for 35 yards. Langley 4 catches, 32 yards. And Gamble had 1 catch for -3 yards. Rushing, Griffith Gates had 11 carries for 45 yards, including a touchdown. Holland 2 catches, 3 yards. Langley Holland 2 rushes for 3 yards. Langley 3 rushes for -2 yards. And Brian, the backup quarterback, came in for a play and had 1 carry for 7 yards. Foothill did have the interception early in this game. That was the only turnover of the night. They had 2 penalties for 15 yards. This was a 20-3 game at the half, but Foothill stayed in it throughout the second half. Isaiah Langley had a 20-yard touchdown catch to make it 20-10 with 7:08 to go in the third quarter, capping a 5-play, 46-yard drive that took 1:50. But Pepe Vitale responded. De La Salle kept having answers. Vitale, 76-yard touchdown run to make it 27-10 with 6:22 to go in the third. A 2-play, 81-yard drive, if you call it a drive. It took 43 seconds. Griffith Gates capping a long Foothill drive. 15 plays, 80 yards. It took 7 minutes and 32 seconds. Gates, a 4-yard touchdown run to make it 27-17 with 10:50 to go in the game. Foothill was right back in it, but De La Salle, a nice drive of their own. 10 plays, 69 yards. It took 5 minutes and 49 seconds, capped off by the 3-yard touchdown run by Vitale to make it 34-17 with 5 minutes left. And that is how this one came to an end. De La Salle wins it by the final of 34-17. And thanks to everyone here at De La Salle for making us feel so welcome, including Athletic Director Leo Lopez and Assistant Athletic Director Derek Brown, everybody here at De La Salle for making us feel at home, as they couldn't have been more hospitable. Appreciate that, and looking forward to next week. Looks like we're going to have a couple games for you next week, next Friday night. Great battle in the Bay Valley as Pittsburgh takes on Freedom. Many expect that game to decide the Bay Valley Athletic League Championship. Of course, Deer Valley and Antioch playing tonight. They want to have a say in that as well. But that's a good one on Friday night. And then next Saturday, Sarah and Bellarmine. We'll have that one for you here on BayPreps.com next Saturday afternoon. Sarah crushing Reardon tonight. It looks like they're going to stay unbeaten. Bellarmine was having their hands full with Mitty this evening. Thanks to all of you for watching, and keep it on BayPreps.com throughout the weekend. We'll have recaps of all these games, and we'll also have coaches' interviews throughout the next week as well, just as we usually do on BayPreps.com. Final score tonight, De La Salle beats Foothill by the final of 34-17. For Jerry Gerard, I'm Pat O'Rourke signing off from Owen Owens Field in Concord. Have a good night.